This is RadioFire.com. Yours truly, Diamond K, in here. As you can see, I have special guests, and they're looking at me crazy because it's a switch. It's a switch that flips, and I've just flipped the switch. So I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourselves, and we're going to get into this discussion.
Hello, I'm Chaundra Scott of Curls and Coils.
And I'm Shanae Gibson, a supporter of Coils and Coils.
Okay, all right. So I've been talking to these ladies off camera and off air, and I think we're gonna have a very good discussion. So, where did you grow up?
In Hanover, Maryland, right near Arundel Mills Mall.
Okay, all right, there you go. All right, you was having we got a mall. We got a mall. What mall did you go to before Arundel Mills?
Marley Station Mall in Glen Burnie. Believe it or not.
Is that a mall?
What?
Hey.
Okay. And so you're from the same area?
Actually, I'm from the Howard County side, closer to PG County line.
Okay, so go-go music was like a big part of your upbringing.
Very much so. Very much so.
Okay.
Don't try to critique me.
About that. Okay, so you claim DC.
I do not claim DC. I am from Howard County, so I claim Howard County. However, I do a lot of my partying and having fun in DC.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like if you go outside of the DMV area and you say I'm from Howard County, they're gonna be like, what? Yeah,
well, when I do go out of town, I say I'm from the Washington DC area. I don't say Baltimore.
You don't claim Baltimore.
No, because now when you say that, you're from where the riots went down at. Yes.
It used to be the Y, and now it's the riot.
Right.
I don't know what comes next. So you claim DC as well?
Yeah. Her?
No, I just say I'm in Central Maryland. 15 minutes.
Yeah. So you don't want either one. You don't. You don't claim either one. I think that's probably the better strategy. So how would you describe what you do? Are you a writer?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So when you were younger, were you a reader?
Yes, I love to read. My mother was an educator, so she instilled reading and the importance of your education to my sister and I. And I grew up reading, writing. I would write short stories and poems. But as an adult, I really didn't write as much. And of course, once college hit, I didn't like to read as much either. But I love to write now. Yes.
Yeah, I can empathize with you. My mother is also an educator.
Wonderful.
And so learning and school never stopped. Like even in the summertime, it was still going on. Me and my sisters had to write book reports and all that. Okay, so
I'm not alone.
Yeah, I was just like, it seemed like in my neighborhood we were alone. It was just nobody else. It was just us. But obviously it paid off.
It did.
So you still enjoy reading?
I do. Yes.
Okay. So how did we get to the point where you wanted to write your own book?
It was actually based off of a conversation with my young daughter. We were talking about her wanting to wear her hair like a Disney character. So I had to sit her down and talk to her like, your hair is lovely the way it is. Let's embrace these curls. And we could either wear your hair straight or curly, or we could have it braided or twisted. But love yourself and love your own hair, and not to want to be like something you see on TV or even out in the streets. Just be you.
Okay. So I guess the book kind of just reinforced what you were saying. How receptive was she to that?
She was not really receptive at first. Even now, sometimes we still have to revisit that same conversation. But keep in mind, she is only 5 now, so it will take some getting used to. But she loves to wear her hair braided, and she loves beads. So that's her go-to style.
My sisters had the beads thing. Yes. So I remember, and I've never told the story before, the worst butt kicking that I've ever got was connected to beads. And so my sister had, and I'm going to mess this all up, but so they were like braids, like they were straight down, right? And then so it was like a bead, and then like some more braiding, and then like a bead, and like some more braiding. It was like a bunch of them. Am I describing this right? Right. Okay, so that happened. So she has all of this. So it's like a head full of beads. And unfortunately, for this one particular time, my mother was working out of town, and my father was supposed to take the beads out. And it was time for him to pick my mother up. Beads were not taken out. So it was you take the beads out, right? I'd never done this before. It was something I wanted to see on TV. I wanted this to hurry up. I'm telling you. So it was at least like 80 beads in her whole head. My thing, beads out. So I took some scissors, crossed the top, cut the top, beads drop. Okay. Back to white. Okay. So, so that was the butt kicking, the worst one. Yeah. You and so, it was a disaster. It was a disaster. So she was like 4 and I was like, 6 and 7 maybe. It was ugly.
Wow, you traumatized her for preschool. That's sad.
It was ugly. It's so don't do that. So she loves the beads and she doesn't have a brother to do that to her. So good.
All right.
So it's all good. And so what I really love about the books is that I love the illustrations. Because we're visual. Yes. And then kids is just it's really important. So this is the first book. The first book is called
Curls and Coils.
Yes. And so the character is somebody that you created.
That's my daughter. It's based off of her.
Is that her actual name?
Yes. Aubrey Scott. Yes.
She is famous. She's living. All right. So this is like a pride thing for her, I'm sure.
Oh, yes. She wants to autograph books and she tells people she's a celebrity.
Oh, that is cute. That is precious. And then so the journey started from there.
Yes.
Self-published?
Yes, self-published. I do work with Liftbridge Publishing. They're based out of Maryland. Wonderful company. Please try them. Google them. Get on their website. Okay.
Yes. I'll put a link to.
Okay.
And so what was the next book?
The next book, it was actually a series of 3 books. It started with The All-Star, which is based off of working with my nephew. He plays football. So we had to talk to him about being a team player. A lot of times he would want to be the one to make the touchdowns or always run the ball. So we had to talk to him about cooperating and working as a group and working as a team. Then we have Beautiful Shades, which was another conversation with my daughter, as well as just basically for all young girls to learn their skin tone and their complexion and know they were beautiful in every shade. And lastly, we have Sweet Dreams. That is based off of my mother, who passed away last year of pancreatic cancer. So we had to speak to my daughter and nephew about dealing with grief and loss at their young age. And a portion of those proceeds are actually being donated to the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network for Sweet Dreams.
Wow. So it's one thing I really like, and I tell people when they're creating businesses about not actually creating something and trying to sell it, but servicing something that you already see and then doing that, as opposed to a lot of people will create something like, I'm going to find people that's going to want, everybody's going to want this, but you haven't proven this concept. You don't know that it's something that's going to be in demand. And a lot of times people end up sitting on stuff that they can't sell. But it seems like every book you have, you saw some issue that you needed to address. And obviously this is an issue that other people have as well. So I really commend you on that.
Thank you.
Definitely. So how can people find out more about your writing and your company and all that kind of stuff?
You can visit my website at www.curlsandcoils.bigcartel.com. I'm also on Etsy, ETSY. You can search the shop name Curls Coils, no and. And you can follow me on Instagram, curls_coils, or on Facebook, Curls and Coils.
So, your friend beside you, how Like, okay, so when you have to support her, are there times where she is, what's the word I want to say, down, and you have to give her that motivation to keep going forward, or is she just always motivated?
Well, of course, the time period when she lost her mother, that was a tough period for her. So, I just try to be there for her, support her. And coincidentally, my father was diagnosed with cancer in December of last year. So my father passed away in May of this year. So, I just try to support her and be there for her. And we just kind of piggyback off of each other because we have that one connection that we both lost a parent due to cancer suddenly. And so that's something I think that has brought us closer together. But in addition to that, everybody has their up days and their down days. And so, if Chaundra feels like she can't do it or she needs assistance with something, I just try to be there for her because she's done the same thing for me with my business, pushing me, motivating me. You need to do this, Shanae. You need to do that. Have you done this? So I just try to show her that same compassion and understanding. So that's, pretty much.
Very good. Very good. So you're also going to be at the African American Authors Expo.
Yes, I will.
Talk a little bit about that. How did you become involved in that?
Actually, another one of our coworkers, Author Black Diamond, put me onto that organization, and I just decided to participate this year. This is my first year, and I'm really excited. I feel like it'll be a great opportunity and a wonderful event with a variety of authors of all genres, a larger audience than most events that I've attended in the past, and I'm really hopeful and excited about this.
Yes, it's going to be a nice event. I'm going to be the host.
Wonderful.
And so it's nice. It's going to be at Morgan State University for the people that are in the Baltimore area. So it is. I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe it. It's really a paradise for readers.
Yes.
So it's going to be all types of activities and workshops, different authors that you can just talk to. Get obviously signed copies of books and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be very nice. This will be the third one that I've been to. So it'll be nice. You're going to be set up. You have a table, copies of your books. It's going to be nice.
Perfect for Christmas shopping.
Absolutely. Yes. And the timing is right, right for that. So any messages that you want to put out there to our viewers and our listeners?
Just to always love yourself and be the change that you want to see. A lot of times people will complain about situations or what they don't see, but they don't come with solutions. So be that change. Live what you want to see.
You're so positive. A lot of times people will come in here, and I've talked to all different types of people and entertainers and politicians and singers and all that kind of stuff. And some people behind the scenes are totally different than how they are, in front. And then after that, it's just like you're like, wow, this person is not who. But just me listening to conversations that y'all were having when y'all were still over here, just talk about hair and I don't know, stuff in the hair and stuff like that. Like I see that this is who you are, and you're not just doing this because it's something that's in vogue right now.
She's the reason why I've decided to go natural. She
right.
pushed me towards that. So yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that? So see, as guys, we're usually we don't really know about this kind of stuff, right? And so you said something. I try to learn something every day, and I learned by mistake. It's like I didn't know I was going to learn that, what you were saying about the hair. But a lot of times you'll know something, or it's common sense, but we don't actually realize it. So when you were talking about the what is it called, the perm, mm-hmm. And you said about it going into the skin, that's common sense, but I never. Right. Thought about it like that.
Right.
Just figure out it just kind of stops at the hair. So what do you do? So why did we used to do that, and why should we not do that?
I feel that some people might have been following trends at the time. So it might have been a thing to do, or if that's how you were raised, you just wanted a perm. And I know for me growing up, I didn't really know about like getting a blowout or going to the Dominicans or anything like that. If you wanted it straight, you either had a perm or you had to have a hot comb. One of the
Is that
two.
good? The hot comb?
Hot comb, it was fun. I've had
That's
it
the one
several
that
times.
put on the stove.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
The only thing, it may not last as long if you don't have a perm. So for me growing up, I was like, oh, I want a perm, not realizing that it was really hindering my hair.
Does that cause, I guess, like breakage?
If you don't take care of it, yeah.
Yep.
You know? And I think a lot of it started too with just Black folks in general, not wanting to embrace their curls and coils. You know, back in the day, clearly we didn't grow up in the 60s or the 70s, but that's when the lie and the perm came out. So, you know, they didn't like the afros. They wanted to have the long silky hair that they saw Caucasian people with. So I think that's where a lot of it came from too. But like she said, growing up, I wasn't allowed to cut my hair. I wasn't allowed to dye my hair. I wasn't allowed to, I don't think I got perm in my hair until I probably was almost maybe 9 or 10 years old. And that was simply because my mom, she just wasn't really good with hair. So I had a lot of hair. It was thick. And so she had to do something with it. But because my grandmother was a beautician, I knew my hair was going to be healthy and she was putting the perm in correctly and it was being well taken care of. As I grew older, I just started to realize how much the perm does affect you, how much it does hurt your hair, and just how much healthier it is just to be natural and embrace your own hair just in general. So that's what ultimately led me towards. And then as I got older, my hair started to change. The texture of it started to change. It's a lot thinner than it was when I was younger. So me continuing to put the perm in my hair was only going to make it thin out that much more. So I figured, why not try go a different route and stop putting the perm in? So I'm about a year out from having perm in my hair, and it's a transition and I'm embracing it, but it's not anything that I'm upset about. I don't want to put perm back in my hair. I like my hair the way that it is. So, you know, I do have her to kind of give those props to about pushing me to stop using the perm.
And she's probably literally pushing.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. So you do have those days where you're like, I didn't really want to just perm my hair.
Yeah, like yesterday, was a couple days ago.
Today, you said it.
Today, yes.
Moments ago.
Days like this when it's hot and humid outside in the summertime. I went to Vegas a couple weeks ago. I was afraid because I didn't know how my hair was going to do.
In the summertime too.
And it did actually better. It looked better than what it does right now.
Never go to Vegas in the summertime. Fall. That's a fall move.
It's still hot.
Yeah, but it's really hot now.
Yeah, but they said it's not too much of a difference.
I thought, because it was over 100 degrees. I was there in October.
And it was over 100 degrees in July.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, you can have that. It's not what it is. I definitely want to thank you ladies for stopping through.
Thank you.
I'm going to see you at the expo, right?
Yes, you will.
You're going to be there. She's a Redskin fan, so I do talk about the Redskins often.
Yes. Go Redskins.
Not in that way.
NCAA champions.
You gotta cut her mic off.
I don't. You did. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone. Okay, again, how can people get your books? I'm gonna put some links up in the description of this video. But how can people get your books and stay in touch with you via social media and all that good stuff?
So on Instagram, you can follow me at curls_coils, or follow me on Facebook, Curls and Coils. And my website is www.curlsandcoils.bigcartel.com. And you can also purchase my books through my publisher's website, www.liftbridgepublishing.com.
Okay. What?
I just want to put this last little piece in.
Please do.
She also does mentoring. We have a little Curls and Coils girls group that we mentor. We mentor.
Definitely need to mention that.
Right. Yes. So it is located out in the Anne Arundel County area,
Maryland, at Van Bocklin Elementary School.
Yes.
Okay. So what is that? What does that involve?
Well, that started because I wanted something for my young daughter to be a part of, and she was too young for Girl Scouts. And I'm like, well, they need something for the 4-year-olds, and then something for the preteens. So I decided to take my ideas and just start a program. And luckily, the principal Hardy at Van Bocklin Elementary School is very supportive of the idea, and she let us host it at her school. So we have it twice a month on Mondays. We have a summer break right now, so hopefully we will be starting back up in October. But we work with young girls ages 4 to 12. We go over life skills such as loving your complexion. We talk about STEM and what science and technology is and how you can have a career in that. We had one segment, Oh, the Places You'll Go. So we actually had guest presenters come from different countries and cultures to talk about their heritage. So our young girls could see, you know, there's more than just Maryland, and that you can have a different heritage, as well as career presentations. So they can learn about different careers. It doesn't just have to be the usual doctor, lawyer. You can be a social worker like us, or, you know, you could be a psychologist or something else.
Well, that's wonderful. Very needed. We were talking also about the different mentality of kids today. So it's good to get them early and try to shape the way that they look at themselves and look at others and just how they interact in the world. So I definitely want to commend y'all, all the good work that y'all do aside from this, but you know, just what y'all do during the day and everything. So
Thank you.
all right. So of course, if you miss any episodes of our shows live, you can always go to radioonfire.com and see them there. Also iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, many different options. So I will be back a little bit later. We're going to go to a break now, but I definitely want to thank you ladies for talking with me.
Thanks for having us.
All right. And I will
Thanks for
see y'all
having us.
very soon. When you have another book come out, please come back so we can
Wonderful.
chop it up.
Yes, I'm actually working on an adult novel now.
Okay. Pictures? We need pictures?
No.
No pictures. Okay.
No.
What kind of adult novel? That's another
Devotional.
conversation. Okay. That's
Okay.
another conversation.
Yeah. See.
All right. Stay tuned. We'll be back.